I can manage stress.
Probably a 3.
I can be an advocate for myself.
I would say 4.
I feel part of my community.
Yeah, 4.
I like the place that I live in, your house or apartment or wherever you live.
Probably a 3.
I am respected by others.
Probably a 4, 3 to 4. I'll say 3.
I contribute to my community.
Yeah, I guess 4. I pay taxes.
Great. I spend my day doing the things that I enjoy.
Probably a little more than I should. Probably a 3.
I have control over my life.
Probably a 3.
I am satisfied with my intimate relationships.
Probably a 3.
I have peace of mind. Last question.
Peace of mind. Probably a 1.
Okay. All right. I'm going to add up all your scores, and after I do that, we'll talk about what your score means.
Okay.
Did you feel like those questions were pretty straightforward and easy to answer?
Yeah, I think so. Some of them were kind of hard to really think about for such a short time frame.
Like they didn't seem applicable?
Yeah, but I guess there's always something I can think of.
Yeah, they're meant to be like broad enough so that you can answer them, so that any type of person with any life circumstances should be able to answer them.
Mm-hmm.
So your total score was a 96. And your adjusted score, so the average of that would be 96 divided by 120, which is 80%. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. So it's 96 divided by 4. So 24 is your adjusted score. So what I'll do with that number is I'll put it on this ruler that has a 0 to 30. And that number correlates with a question, that question on the assessment, which is question number 24. I like the place that I live in. So that's the question that we'll work on to develop a type of goal to help you improve that area. So you scored that a 3, which wasn't your lowest ranking, but it was still somewhere that wasn't necessarily 100%, which means that you can work on improving that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that particular area in your life? The question again is, I like the place that I live in.
Well, I live with my family, my parents, so I don't have a whole lot of control about what the house, how the house runs, or how what I can and can't do, pretty much. So, it's nothing like bad per se, but it's just like unsatisfying.
Okay. What's something that you feel like would make it more satisfying?
I like to have space to host people, and I obviously don't have a whole lot of freedom to do that right now, since it's not my house and 3 other people live here or live there. So
Is the issue with hosting people specifically the space, or is it that the people you're living with don't welcome that?
more of the second, but it's not that they don't welcome it, it's just that
Okay.
it's not ideal, and it's not worth, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that not a goal from what we talked about in this assessment? Is that not something that you're really interested in trying to improve? Because we can definitely pick something different.
Yeah, I feel like there's not much I can. I mean, there are no like social issues in the environment that I live in. It's more of not my own space.
The physical space.
It feels like it's not my own space, so it's not. I don't think there's much I can do about that.
Okay.
But
yeah. Do you feel like your inability to have the space to host people gets in the way of your social interaction?
I would say so.
Okay.
Because I find a lot of times I just don't end up doing anything.
Okay.
During the week, especially, I don't have the energy to do anything because it's not like I always have to go somewhere. I can't invite friends or family over.
Okay.
Here, really, and then I get discouraged to go out and do things with people because I have to go drive far or spend money, and I'd rather just host someone or host a few people over and just hang out, do something.
Okay, I think that there's definitely something we could work on to improve that, if you're willing to.
Sure, you're the expert.
Okay. I mean, this assessment is made so that we can find out specifically what you need to work on. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure that it's something that pertains to you, it is important to you, and is relevant to you.
Okay.
So as long as you feel like that's something that is personal and relevant and something we can work on, then I think we can definitely help improve that area.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, great. So there are 3 categories of the assessment where your score kind of falls into. Your score was 24, so that falls into the category of connections and contributions to the community, enjoyment, and peace of mind. So that makes sense because you're saying that the place you're living in, your environment, inhibits your ability to socially interact with your friends, and that's something that we can definitely improve on. So the goal that we'll set will sound something like, what changes do I have with this place that you live in?
So, is that part of the goal? Or is that not? Are we still trying to come up with the goal?
So this is the statement for your goal.
Okay.
So the question is, what challenges do you face with the space that you live in? And you're saying that some of the challenges that you face in the space you live in is inability to host friends and inhibiting social interaction. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so let's set one long-term goal. So the thing you want to see at the end of our time together is increased social interaction through hosting friends at your house. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll say Joe will increase the number of times. Joe will increase social interaction independently by the end of 6 weeks, which is about the time that we'll see each other. How does that sound? Joe will increase social interaction independently by the end of 6 weeks.
Does that include just general, like, I'm not just hosting people?
So yeah, that's the end goal. That's what we want to see improve at the end. And a short-term goal that we'll set. So this is a baby step that will work towards that long-term goal. That can be more specific to your ranking on that assessment, which is the challenges that you face in the space that you live in.
Mm-hmm.
So we can say that you will increase the number of times that you host friends. How often would you say you host your friends right now?
Like 0.
0, okay. From 0 times.
0% of the time.
Okay. To 2 times by the end of week 3, we'll say. So we'll try to work on ways for you to feel more comfortable inviting your friends over at least 2 times in about 3 weeks. Does that sound reasonable to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. So this is something that we'll continue to work on together in occupational therapy, and hopefully we can increase your social interaction and make you feel more comfortable in the place that you live. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No, I guess just what can I do to feel more comfortable in hosting, or like being able to host more people?
We'll talk about that more in our next session. So next time we meet, now that we have these goals laid out in front of us, we'll work on ways to apply interventions to that area so that we can figure out a better plan.
Oh, okay.
The action plan will be done next time we see each other.
Gotcha.
This was more of a time for us to see where you are at a baseline, and then next time we'll brainstorm ideas on how to improve that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.